Hey everyone, Jay from Slam Academy here. I'm going to show you a couple of the cool new features in Live 11 that we've been playing around with. And in this video, we're going to talk about MPE. So MPE is kind of like supercharged MIDI. It stands for, it's arguable, I suppose, what it actually stands for, but the common consensus is MIDI Polyphonic Expression. It's kind of complicated, but here's the easiest way to think about it. Imagine you've got some MIDI notes and pitch bend on a keyboard. In the old days, you could play a chord and then bend the pitch, right, with your mod wheel or whatever you wanted. Now, you can control the pitch bend of each individual note while all going at the same time. So it's like you have a pitch bend for each individual note. And in fact, it's not just pitch bend, it's really any expression. So let me show you how that looks in Live 11. Okay, so I'm just going to make a little MIDI clip here. We'll just put in some notes, do a nice pretty F major triad, stretch it out a couple beats. Okay, and I'm throwing on just the default wavetable here, and I'll explain why in just a second. So I can go over to this tab now where I can get some of my MPE controls. So if I just click on a single note, I now have pitch bend right here for these notes. So I can do all kinds of crazy stuff to this note. Then I can switch over to a different note and do different mod settings. Then I can go to my third note. Doesn't really matter how many notes you have. Let's make this one just go wacky. They're all wacky. And let's hear it. So each note has basically its own mod wheel attached. Now this only works in devices that are capable of MPE, and you can see that here in wavetable. You can even record MPE in if you have an MPE capable device. I have a Rolly C-board here which does send MPE. So let me show you how I've been playing with it with my C-board. First, in order to do this, you're going to need to go to your MIDI device in the preferences and make sure you've turned on MPE. Could stick to wavetable that it has MPE built in, but there's actually another way. So I'm just going to grab an operator with our default celestial pad. So the operator doesn't have MPE built in yet, but there is a way to get access to the MPE settings from a device, which is really fun. What we're going to do is we're going to go to MIDI effects, and we have this new one called Expression Control, which I believe is just a Max for Live device, but it gives us access to some of this MPE stuff. So with this, I'm going to take Aftertouch, for example, and let's map Aftertouch to the filter cutoff. And then I'll do, instead of mod wheel, I'm going to switch this to what this calls slide, which is the kind of vertical position on the C board. And then let's do something really weird, like mapping this to my waveform. Kind of weird to map it to the waveform, but it gets you a really kind of cool glitchy effect. So that's MPE in Ableton Live 11.